In this video, I want to show you how to hem the bottom of your armhole. So on my right, you can see that this has already been stitched closed by a machine, and I've hand stitched the top there. Well, that's the finished part of what we're going to do on the left side. So you can clip, well, let me just start here. This is 2 inches from the shoulder seam and 2 inches from the back seam, the shoulder seam going to the back, and that's your first clip. Now underneath here, I've also clipped them, and in the pattern you can, I've showed you that you can do it afterwards, and the reason why is because I think while you can clip both of them at the same time if you already have seamed it together. But for this video, I have clipped them beforehand. So it doesn't matter if you want to clip them before or after, it's just don't go past that basting stitch. Goodness, I've done that, so you don't want to do that. Follow my example. Okay, so what we do is we go inside the garment and we take this seam allowance right here. And I'm reaching up through the lining and the outer fabric. And here's the lining, here's the outer fabric. So I'm reaching up through here, taking this seam allowance. I'm just grabbing it and pulling it to the inside. And I'm going to grab this one as well and pull this to the inside. So they're both going to be facing this way, okay? And we're going to start with our first notches, and we're going to just line them up. So what's going to happen is the basting stitch of the outer garment is going to line up to the basting stitch of the lining. And we are going to pin these 2 pieces of fabric together. So let's start with that first notch right there and line it up. And then put the basting stitch on top of the other one. And this is where the center side, or the side seam, is. So we're going to match that up too. I usually match it up first. And then just kind of go backwards here and then we're going to just keep on going around. So we did the front, now we're going to go into the back. It's a little awkward, but the result is so beautiful. That's sometimes in sewing, you kind of do things that are a little awkward, little kind of, you know, just weird feeling. But after doing it, it just looks so beautiful. Okay, we're just gonna keep on grabbing that piece until we get to the end of the underneath the armhole. This is the notch on the back the first notch on the back that you did. So we're just gonna go right there. Now, let me grab this up so you can see. It's a little weird looking, but this is the inside of your armhole, okay? That's the inside of your armhole. And let's just take this to the machine. Oh, my pins are coming out. Okay. Pins are coming out as we speak. And I like to stitch on top of that basting stitch. Probably should take out my pins while I'm sewing. I'm in a rush now, trying to. Okay. So just be careful not to sew anything other than the lining and the outer fabric. And there's that last notch, or and I'm just gonna back stitch there. take those pins out. Okay, since I've already notched it or, you know, snipped it, I don't need to snip it again, of course. So now we're going to go into the garments and ta-da! You just did that seam. Here's the first notch, here's the back notch, but you just did that seam right here. So there, it's fully encased, it looks beautiful. You'll want to iron it and you're on your way.